And I got my suitcase. Oh, hey guys! You just caught me in the middle of packing. I'm on my way to the Overlook Hotel. It has not had a review in about 40 years, and it doesn't have a high star rating, but it's $0 a night. I mean, you can't beat that. It's almost like they're dying for someone to get in there and take in... Hold on. What's going on, guys? James here, and I'm going to keep it real with you. Dr. Sleep is not going to make me sleep very well. And I promise you, that's a good thing. Now, before I hop into what I loved about director Mike Flanagan's latest horror movie, if this is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James. Now, if you're wondering who that is, that's me. And I just want to say thank you so much to each and every subscriber. This channel has been growing over the year, especially the second half of the year. So if you haven't already jumped on board, hit the big red button below and hit the bell to stay connected with every single review that I drop. Now, if you enjoyed this review, go ahead and hit that like button and share this review with your friends. Also in the comments below, let me know, what is your favorite scary movie? Okay guys, so let's hop right into Dr. Sleep. Now, it's been nearly 4 decades since Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. It's the only movie to give me a nightmare. But being a huge fan of the first film, I was really skeptical when I saw all the trailers and all the promotion for Dr. Sleep. I mean, it's been 40 years almost. I don't think that we need a sequel if it's been so long, right? Well, luckily, director Mike Flanagan proved me very, very wrong. Okay, so let's start with our leading man, Ewan McGregor, who plays the adult version of Danny Torrance. And if you don't remember from the first film, Danny has been through a lot. The man has been terrorized, especially by his father, who went absolutely insane at the Overlook Hotel and tried to murder him and his mother. It got really crazy. So we start to see the ripple effects of what happened with young Danny affect adult Danny. He's an alcoholic, he's struggling with his day-to-day activities, and honestly, a lot of his past starts to come back and haunt him. With all that being said, Ewan is really just the perfect man for this role. He has all the nuances down packed, everything from the emotion to all the actions and the movements. It just feels so much like the character. He did a fantastic job. Now, the story isn't just playing with Danny through his recovery and his day-to-day activities. Director and writer Mike Flanagan decided to throw in 3 storylines, but what he did a great job of was weave each storyline together. The first being Danny Torrance. The second storyline dealing with the True Knot, a cult-like group led by a woman named Rosie, and they suck the lives out of others. I'll explain it. Then we have Abra, who's a young girl, and she has, well, The Shining, and she's very, very powerful. So let's talk a little bit about Abra. I'm gonna say a lot without giving away anything, but actor Kyliegh Curran is fantastic in this role. She's so good, and I think what she does best is really play to an emotional side of the character, and then also play to that, like, what a don't test me son side of the character. From the first moment I saw her on screen, I genuinely knew she had the chops, and I think that her future is really bright. I love her contrast with the character of Danny Torrance, because Abra has the more flashy moments of the movie, while Danny has the more layered, complex approach to the story. Now let's move on to Rosie and this group I've been talking about, the True Knot. So she's played by Rebecca Ferguson, and I love her as an actress. The thing is, this is where the movie runs into the most problems for me, because while the premise sounds really cool, I mean, this group goes around and it's menacing, right? They go and they find these children with special powers and get out of their body what the movie calls steam. It's just like hot breath. It could be even Listerine breath, and they take it just to live longer. It sounds cool, but I don't think it's executed very well because it never feels threatening. Never at one point did I feel like Rosie and her gang was gonna win the battle. But that's because Mike Flanagan wrote Abra's character to be literally the most powerful kid, human even, in the world. It's insane. While that was underwhelming, another thing that really didn't work for me was the dialogue between Rebecca Ferguson's character and her group, and even all the other characters. Whenever they were on screen together, it just felt kind of cheesy. I mean, it's just like cliche villain stuff. I think that it actually made the movie drag just a little bit in the middle. Oh, before we move away from the acting in this film, Cliff Curtis. He's great in the supporting role as Danny Torrance's best friend. The guy's funny, he's loving, and he makes me feel a lot of feels in this movie. You're gonna really fall in love with this character. He's just really good in this film. Alright, so let's talk about the very unique style of Dr. Sleep. Now, Mike Flanagan is no stranger to the horror genre. He's been around for a little while now, and he directed Netflix's Haunting of Hill House. I was really impressed by the pacing of that series, and in this movie, it's almost even more refined. Oh my goodness, it's methodical, you spend time with each character, and you really understand the story. And that's what I love so much. Never at one point was I lost throughout the film. There's also this amazing score by the Newton brothers. Oh boy, I literally almost just like fell back right now. But the Newton brothers, what they do is they incorporate so many loud noises, screeches, and there's a lot of things that go into the score that aid every single scene. The cinematography was also really beautiful. The framing, the coloring, everything made me feel very closed in without it being, you know, like a 4:3 ratio. Might be a little bit of shade towards the lighthouse, but I'm just saying you didn't need to play with some finicky aspect ratio to make me feel like I was claustrophobic or in the room with these characters. And then there's the payoff. See, I was hearing leading up to this film that third act was absolutely fantastic, and yeah, it's really, really good. Now, I'm not gonna say too much, but what I will say is when you get to the Overlook Hotel, yeah, there's a lot of fan service, but guess what? It flows perfectly, it's very natural, and trust me, this film saved the best for last. So overall, Dr. Sleep is something incredibly special, and director Mike Flanagan definitely has a winner on his hands. He's at the peak of his horror career right now. I mean, when he's behind the lens, I'm watching whatever he puts on the screen. There were plenty of moments where I had my hand to my mouth and I'm like, bro, this is so good. Now, is it better than The Shining? I mean, of course it's not better than The Shining, but it is a film that I'm not gonna forget anytime soon. And yeah, it's an adaptation from a book, but yo, this is the best Stephen King adaptation I've seen in many years. Alrighty guys, so that's my take on Dr. Sleep. One film that I'm so glad I did not sleep on. Get it? Okay. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Also, like this video and share it with all of your friends. And in the comments below, let me know what you think when you see the film. Alrighty guys, so until next time, I'll catch you at the next screening. Hotels.com, Overlook Hotel, 1 star. Haunted. Definitely haunted.